I know this is gonna be really annoying, but like, can you just check that I'm in frame?
I think you're in frame. This is pretty nice. Wow, very model-esque. maybe not.
Very demure.
I'm very mindful.
Do you want to just like put that under your shirt? That way, like, that way the cable isn't showing.
No, I just have a weird bump on my shoulder.
It's good to know.
That I've never done this before?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm thinking of doing like a short film,
Yeah,
and I might need a lot of people.
cool.
So I was like, maybe I should ask my friends if they want to be in that short film.
Are you paying?
I can pay you in kindness and experience.
You know, kindness from you is actually a big deal.
Really? I guess. We do have a like very bully each other mentality.
I feel like it's a very sibling relationship. I don't know if that's weird to say.
No, why would it be weird to say?
Yeah.
It'd be weird to say if we were like dating.
We have a very sibling relationship.
Yeah. Would you say that most of the friends you have are like similar?
I have no friends. Like, no, for real. I had to cut out like a lot of people the past year. So I really don't have a lot of friends. The friends that I do have, in some way, I think I can turn this like the older sister switch on. If that makes sense. Like I feel very protective of the friends that I do have.
No, I get that. Because usually with my friends, I don't know, it's just this weird thing that I've had since I was a kid. Is that because I was the youngest in my family and like the whole extended family, like cousins and everything.
Oh, you're the baby?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like the baby in our generation.
It shows.
What do you mean it shows? So like, I've always wanted people to view me as like an older
Oh,
person.
I get that. Yeah, I hear that too. I hear that. I kind of relate in a similar way. Like, I'm the youngest in the older generation and the oldest in the younger generation, but I didn't want nothing to do with the youngest. So I feel like I had to be like very mature from the get-go to be welcomed into the older generation.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Even now, like my older cousin would like call me bacha. That means like kid, and I'm like, I'm a grown-ass woman. What do you mean? It's so offensive.
I prepare some questions.
Oh shit.
That I cannot find.
Take your time.
You know I'm probably gonna keep this in, right?
You wanna what?
I'm gonna keep this in.
That's fine. Wait, what?
So I can't find a question.
Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
So what do you do? Is there like a specific thing that you do that would trigger you to cry?
That's really funny, because I don't think I cry a lot.
You don't?
I don't think I do.
What do you think that is?
I cried a lot as a kid.
I mean, so did I, but I still cry like a kid.
That's nice. I envy you. No, I actually do. Crying is pretty cathartic. What do I do to cry? I don't know. God damn. The only times I have cried is when I'm like extremely frustrated and there's nothing I can do with that frustration. That was so close.
I hope that I caught on camera. Anyways. Really? Because, like, whenever I talk to guys, they don't necessarily point out when they cry, and they don't really talk about it because it's just such a topic that we don't talk about. But with women, I know that
Be careful
They-
now.
okay, the women that I talk to, they say that they choose when they cry.
How do you choose when you? What?
I don't know. I'm
That's
asking
so
you.
bizarre to me. Like, I remember the last time I was like really fucked up in a funk. I would literally like set a timer to be like, all right, you've got 5 minutes to cry. Is that choosing when to cry?
I'd say so.
Okay. Well then, yeah. Be like, I set a timer. I have 5 minutes to cry. Once the 5 minutes are over, I've got shit to do. I've just got to do it.
Yeah, that's choosing to cry. It's not like, I don't know, if your boss shouts at you and then you cry immediately. That's not choosing to cry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just like,
Yeah.
you're crying.
You're crying. I've never thought of it like that though. Do you choose to cry?
Do I? I used to not be able to. As I grew up, I tried very hard to like hold in the tears. I think the last time I cried was on the night of my birthday. But there is one thing that does trigger me to cry, or at least like tear up. You know DPR Ian, right? Mm-hmm. You know his song "Welcome to the Show."
Yes.
That makes me cry.
I just want you to stay all the time.
For real?
Yeah, because for some reason I resonate with the lyrics,
Oh yeah, I get that. I get that.
and like I rarely do that. I rarely am able to relate to lyrics to a song, but for some reason, that song specifically, I'm able to like relate to it and resonate with it. So like when I sing in the car with like the windows down and everything, I tear up.
That's nice though. The last time I cried was when I was in the cinema watching Inside Out 2. I cried at a kids movie.
Well, to be fair, I've heard a lot. I haven't seen Inside Out 2. But
Oh,
I've
really?
heard that Inside Out 2 was like very popular for adults.
Yeah, it was quite triggering because like of how they
Careful here. Spoilers.
just how they show what emotions are. It was really relatable. It was really relatable. It's funny because I took my kids and they were like, I was like, so what did you learn? They were like, nothing.
It's boring.
It's boring. They were just like literally nothing. And I'm just like, wow. And I look over to my brother and we're all like bawling. Like,
Damn, was it that impactful?
yeah, I think so. It was really relatable.
Kind of sad that I missed it now.
Well, you can watch it soon.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one. The first one made me cry too. Okay, shit, I do cry then. Fuck. I take back everything I've just said.
Inside Out 1, it didn't make me feel. If I'm trying to recall my memory, I feel like I felt very emotionless watching that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it just felt like a kid's movie.
It was
Do you know
much
what I mean?
deeper. Yeah, but it was much deeper than that.
I guess I didn't see the deeper meaning.
Basically, the way I saw it was how it's basically teaching what repression does.
Repression.
Repression.
What does repression mean?
When you like kind of push down all your feelings.
Oh, repress.
Yes.
Yes.
And like, what is it? Toxic positivism? I can't speak. Toxic.
Positivity.
That's the one. Because like Joy is always like, you have to be happy. She has to be happy. She's fine. And like Sadness didn't get a chance to be sad. Or Sadness didn't get a chance to like be upfront in her emotions. Like Sadness didn't get to lead.
I never actually looked at it that way.
Watch it again.
Yeah, I probably should. What other movies did you like? What other movies like made you cry like a lot? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once made me cry.
Yeah, that was one. What was the other one? I can't remember the name of it, but like the lead in Divergence. Do you know who I'm talking about?
The lead in Diversion.
Basically, the bitch has got cancer.
The Fault in the Stars.
Yeah. That made me cry. Why are you laughing at me?
What did that make you cry?
I don't remember, honestly.
Was it because she has cancer?
I mean, having cancer's sad.
I mean, yeah.
I can't remember what it was exactly, but that definitely had made me cry. Yeah, at one point Twilight made me cry too. I don't know why.
Horny Vampire Men made you cry?
Only vampire. Yeah, I guess so. It's something to cry about.
Yeah. That's so stupid. What is your opinion on men crying?
Men crying?
Yeah.
I feel like men should cry. Why not?
Does it is it like a deal breaker?
No. I actually find it very attractive when a man's in tune with his emotions.
That's a very healthy thing to say. Why do you feel that?
Why is it attractive?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if someone's in tune with their emotions, they're much easier to communicate with. It's easier to sit down with someone and be like, help me understand what you're going through. Especially if they understand what's going on for them.
What if they cry too much?
Oh shit, I'm not a therapist. They need help. Obviously, if they cry a lot, then something's going on for them and it's worth exploring.
I mean, like, you're married, but like, say if you weren't, would you ever date a guy who was like depressed?
It depends on how bad the depression is.
Let's say he's like 65% suicidal.
And this is happening whilst we meet, or is it something that happens whilst we're together?
I guess it's like a hidden thing.
Right. Well then,
'Cause not
if it's
like-
hidden, then it means that I will discover it whilst we're in the relationship. A part of me would be like, because I'm a fixer, a part of me would be like, okay, yeah, we go
I
through
can
this.
fix it.
No, not even, but like, we'll go through this together. Especially if I think that person's worth it. Like, I will try and help him in the best ways that I can, but not at my expense. If I feel like it's draining me, like you can't pour out of an empty cup. If I feel like it's draining me, then I'm at my capacity and I can't help him. Then I have to take care of myself in whatever means necessary. But yeah, it just depends if I feel like that the relationship, that person is worth it.
I don't have a follow-up question.
Would you date someone that's depressed like that?
I'd say if it was the right person,
Yeah.
same.
How do you know someone's the right person?
I don't have like a definitive answer for that. But for me, it's sort of like a gut feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. When you know,
Yeah.
type shit. 100%.
Like, I was talking to someone that I matched with on Hinge. Terrible dating app, by the way.
Not the Hinge Chronicles.
Um,
It's not. I met my husband on Hinge.
oh, lucky you. You don't need to rub it in.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it works. For some people.
For some people.
Yeah.
For women, mostly.
That's true, you know. It's unfortunate how, like, the dating scene is for men. I actually feel bad for you guys.
Thanks.
You have my sympathies and condolences.
It doesn't mean much. But thanks. But yeah, I was talking to a girl on Hinge, and nearly every other sentence was, I want to kill myself.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I don't know if it was like in a joking way, but like we just met,
Yeah.
and you're already saying that you want to kill myself.
Right.
It was like, this isn't giving off the greatest of vibes. It's not very mindful.
It's not very demure.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, we still chat here and there, but I don't think it's something that could be. I mean, like, never say never.
Yeah, never say never. I think for me is, I know someone that's been through something similar where everything was fine, and then like a week or two into getting to know each other, making it official, by the way, not even getting to know each other, they made it official. A week or two into that, the girl was like, I want to kill myself, I don't want to live. And she was just bringing out all of this, and he was like, she's really bringing out her ugly side right now. And I was like, she's being vulnerable. Don't think of it like that. I lost my train of thought. But like, it just got too much for the guy. So he was just like, 3 times a strike, I can't do this anymore, because it just kept happening. But the one thing I said to him was like, if she's working on herself, then I think you need to like maybe give her some leeway. It'd be different if someone's like going through shit and they're not seeking the help that they need.
Now, when you say seeking the help you need,
Yeah.
what would suffice? Hold that thought. Just checking if it's still recording. Yeah.
What would suffice?
Yeah, what would suffice? Like, in terms of the person going.
I think it depends on the person. Like, therapy might be one thing. Some people don't believe in therapy, which is fair, but like, what are you doing in place to make yourself a better person?
Pleasant.
Yes, sir. Lesson.
Because like I tried therapy, and I feel like it didn't do much. It made me aware
Yeah.
of a lot of things, but it didn't help, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel better.
I feel like a
I'm
lot of
just
people,
aware.
yeah, a lot of people have this misconception about therapy though, where they think like, I'm going to go see a therapist and I'm going to be fine. Oftentimes, people come out feeling worse when they have therapy sessions, and that's completely normal. Like, you'll get worse before you get better. That's not the purpose of therapy though. Therapy is there to help you understand yourself better, so then you can therefore help yourself. Not the therapist helping you. Nice. It's okay.
Sorry.
Does that make sense? Like, people become very dependent on the therapist, where
Yes.
it's not supposed to be like that. And it's actually not the individual's fault, it's actually the therapist's fault.
How so?
As a therapist, you're supposed to be like, okay, I can sense that you're becoming dependent on me. What should I do? What should I put in place so that this doesn't happen? I might just be a cruel therapist, but like at one point when I was having my clinical training, I saw that this person was very dependent. So I would leave her every session feeling extremely triggered because she needed to learn how to regulate herself by herself. So it would be like, we'll talk about some really gory shit, and then she'll be really triggered and she would literally cry, like, I don't want to leave yet, I'm not ready. And I'll be like, no, our time's up, I'm so sorry. And then I'll be like, do something, like journal or whatever. Write all your feelings down, and then when you come to our next session next week, we can talk about it. Just slowly, she started realizing that actually she has the capacity to regulate herself. But it takes time.
Is that why therapy sessions like never run over?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
It's for that.
It's that, and it's also like, there's a thing called like the therapeutic relationship. And within that, we have to keep a frame. And one of the things that keep the frame as is the time.
Oh. I never. Anyways. I never thought about it like that. Because whenever I had finished my like therapy session, we get like to a breaking point,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, okay, time's up, bye.
Yep.
I'm like, but I want to explore more.
Yeah, but that's up to you. You have to do that.
Yeah, but then it's like, I see you next week and I'm not gonna remember,
That's why you're supposed to journal it.
and then it's just lost in the wind.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to journal.
What does journaling help?
It does. I believe it does, but it doesn't work for everyone. And it depends what kind of therapist you see and what kind of therapy they do. Some therapists don't recommend it. But I think it does.
Would you say it works for you?
Definitely, especially like when I was going through some really rough shit, journaling it's actually really, like, it's really cliche. I would write everything down, take it to my therapy session, and then burn it after.
Because normally when I think of journaling, I don't think that I haven't done it, but when I think of it, I feel like it's just writing it down and then that's it. It doesn't, I don't think, I feel like it doesn't do much in terms of improving anything.
I'm curious then, when you said therapy helped you become aware, what exactly did you become aware of?
It made me aware of a lot of things that happened in the past, and I wasn't able to communicate it with anyone. So like with my therapy sessions, I talked about, family stuff and past stuff. And I guess with therapy, it's very different to talking from there. It's very different when you're talking to a therapist and talking to your friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously there is a bias when you're talking to friends, whereas a therapist, you don't know them, they don't know you.
Yeah.
So they have like a straightforward approach.
Yeah,
I guess.
definitely. So it made you aware of things of the past, but did it make you aware of how the past has shaped you to the person you are today? Shit, this has just become a therapy session.
I mean, has it? I don't know, because like, if you look at the big picture of my life, I don't know why I said it like that. You see like increments of things improving, but when you look at it like deep down,
Yeah.
like not much has changed. Like I'm still quite a sheltered off person, and like I was even talking about this with my therapist, and he was like, no, I told him that I felt like I had like shields all around myself, like a wall, and you know, when talking to random strangers and anxiety, that's like a defense mechanism. It's like I can't talk to people,
Yeah.
and I find it very hard to.
Yeah.
It takes me like a lot of willpower
Yeah.
to actually talk to people,
Yeah.
and that's when like I take a brick off, but then like shit happens, and then like I'm putting that brick back.
You're putting that brick back in place.
And
Yeah,
then
I
I'm
heard
just
that.
back to like, I don't want to talk to people, it's just so tiring.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Like, especially with dating apps. Dating apps is the worst for that.
Yeah.
Because instead of like taking breaks off, you're making it taller
It's all
and building a second layer.
next thing you know, you're like in a room
Yeah.
that's inside of another room.
Yeah.
Pandora box. I can see why you think that therapy didn't work for you then. Because it's really supposed to, in my opinion, help people understand their past right up until like their childhood to the person that they are now. Understand all of that, recognize your triggers, and then it's supposed to help you regulate yourself when you do become triggered like that. And for you, your trigger would be like putting the brick up, like that defense. So yeah, I get why. Maybe you just had a shit therapist.
I mean, he was a nice guy. I'll give him that. That's it. That's all I give him.
Yeah, he's pretty decent, but
yeah.
like not good at his job.
That's all right. So, like, we're in an age where TikTok is very abundant everywhere. You use TikTok, right? Yeah, you do. And would you say, like, would you say TikTok creators making diagnosis on people
Yeah.
is like a bad thing?
It is and it isn't, because it gives some kind of psychoeducation, but not entirely. And then I feel like it allows people to use terms loosely. Like, I have an issue with people being like, oh, he's narcissistic, or like, he's such a like, oh, do you understand? Like,
would you say that you're describing someone but you're putting a label when they're actually not?
exactly. So, like, going back to like narcissism, it's actually a personality disorder. We all have narcissistic traits, but not being a narcissistic person means you have personality disorder.
Huh, I didn't actually know that.
Exactly.
I thought it was just like another adjective.
No, it's actually a personality disorder. So like that is proving my point. Like there's psychoeducation, but like that's it. People don't really, they hear shit, they take it on and they use it, but they don't really understand what they're saying.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you just blew my mind then.
So in a way it's good, to answer your question. It is good because it's also helping people become a bit like, it's encouraging people to do introspection, like to look within themselves. But at the same time, it isn't, because it becomes a part of pop culture when it's not supposed to be. You know, like, it's really fragile stuff that we're handling. And there's certain things that you should just leave to professionals. Like, people dedicate their lives to research, and you know, people make livelihoods out of it. And then you have some influencer on TikTok saying, "Oh, you know, here's ADHD." like
You know, after looking through so many like fucking TikToks, I'm pretty sure I have like a very minor case of ADHD. But, like, mostly because it's TikTok creators, I can't diagnose myself, and I can't let them diagnose me.
I just have a problem with terms being thrown around loosely.
How do you get diagnosed for things like ADHD or like narcissism, or I don't know?
You go to your GP, you'll get a referral. In the NHS, we have something called the right to choose. So you actually get to choose. You can go to like a private hospital, private clinic, and if they're a part of the scheme, you get your diagnosis done on the NHS. They basically, this is another thing that I really don't like. It's basically like a tick box. It's the same thing with like depression, ADHD, autism, narcissistic disorders, BPD, all of these things. They sit you down, they ask you for your symptoms, and they just tick, tick, tick. You score out of 100, I don't know what it is exactly. And then depending on your score, they'll figure out if you are or not.
Oh. So you're basically taking a test.
Literally.
Only high score isn't meaning you're good, you're just...
It means you need help.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so much more, it's so much more deeper than that. Like, I have major beef with the mental health, the mental well-being industry, because it's like everything's so black and white sometimes, and it's not. Like, people have financial issues, and that can cause great anxiety. Going to a therapist isn't going to help you much. You need financial help, and I think there should be places, like things set in place for people that are struggling with external factors as well, but there isn't. That's a shame.
So what do you think you could do to, like, there's a thing on your shoulder. There you go. What would you do? You could... Sorry, never phrase that in my head. What would you say you could do to help improve that?
I feel like there should be more.
Alright, that's it.
There should be more. That's it. There needs to be more. There needs to be more like things in place, like referrals, for example. Depending on what the person's going through. Like, oh, I know of an organization that could help with X, Y, and Z. Let me refer you. But as therapists, we're really not allowed to do that. I don't even know I think GPs have the power to do that, but most of them don't. In the UK, compared to like the US, for example, there's only so much therapists can do, and there's not a lot of regulations, which is really scary, because anyone can become a therapist. You just need to do a certain amount of hours of clinical training, and then you're a therapist. And that's really scary, because it's like, how am I supposed to go to someone who's got their own shit going on? It makes it hard for me to trust.
Right.
As a therapist, you're meant to go to therapy, yes. But I've met so many people who are aspiring therapists, and they're just not with it, bro. And I'm like, error. Like, it's scary. It's so scary. Like, for example, when I was in university, half my cohort were like fucking psychopaths. Like, they were literally like, and I'm just like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's like how there are so many people who are policemen but they don't have to like
Right.
training.
Yeah, exactly. It's really scary.
That is actually. Get me out of this country.
It's there's a bug on me. Ew.
I got you something from Japan.
Aww.
It's not rand. So do you want to like close your eyes?
Okay. I'm trying so hard not to peek right now. Hey, dude, why are you making me wait? What is this? Oh, you shouldn't have. Thank you. I actually need one of these.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, I knew that you needed it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this for Miriam.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just put it on.
I'm gonna make a fool out of myself.
You might want to dust it off though.
Why? Where has it been?
Let's answer that.
No, I'm gonna walk around Central with this in my hair.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like the brand.
Yeah. Of course. It's Hello Kitty stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide this from my kid. She's gonna steal it. How do I look?
You look. You look like an auntie.
I get called an auntie a lot.
What's auntie in your language?
We have maternal and paternal, but the easiest one is khala.
Color.
Khala. Khala. Khala.
Oh, color.
What's auntie in your language?
Auntie.
To be fair, we have that too. It's auntie.